If I was just starting in videography this year, there's 3 things that I would do. And yes, gear is definitely part of this conversation, and I'll get into that here in just a little bit. But 2 things are a little bit surprising. And honestly, I wish I would have done them earlier in my career because I would have gotten established and paid faster. I think a lot of people starting off in videography right now kind of get stuck. And I think part of that has to do with aiming for the wrong type of work. So many that are new are trying to compete with, bigger agencies and production companies that are they already own like a corporate production space. Or maybe you are watching on YouTube and you see filmmakers doing what they do, and you automatically think that you can just jump into making Netflix style corporate documentaries. Now, you can definitely work towards those things, but if you're just starting, you might be playing a game that you can't win. So instead, I'd position myself for video that companies need on a week-to-week basis. And this type of work is definitely less sexy, but it's the type of work that a lot of companies need on a repeatable basis. And it's built around speed and reliability. I'll break down exactly what I mean. If you're new here, my name is Caleb, and I've been doing freelance videography, corporate videography since 2012, and I definitely think things have changed since then. And just recently, I opened a content studio for corporations to do podcasting, YouTube videos, trainings, and a bunch of other things. But here's what I would do if I was starting in videography right now. The very first thing that I would do if you're new to videography is I would focus on your positioning. I wouldn't try to compete with big cinematic campaigns. I'd more position myself in the middle space. So this is video that's actually useful on a week-to-week basis for these companies. I'm also a big fan of positioning yourself in 1 to 3 industries. But a lot of times agencies already own this space right here, which is hero content. These are your big cinematic productions, or it might be like your Super Bowl commercial. So a lot of times it's bigger budget projects, right? And here you are, new to the industry, chasing this work that you know you're not gonna land. Then this is where positioning comes in. Not focusing on the hero type work for right now, but more focusing on this middle space. And right now, this is the type of content that a lot of companies need. It's your education style videos. It's training videos. It's thought leadership videos, testimonials. It's podcasts, right? It's social reels. So this middle space is made up of a lot of these types of videos, whether they're for internal training and marketing for the company, or whether they're trying to reach new customers. A lot of these things right here, these customers need, and their in-house marketing team is trying to do it, but it's not great. They're having like graphic designers doing video editing or copywriters shooting video. And that's where you position yourself as their video team. So right off the bat, if you're just starting, rather than focusing on this hero content, position yourself as an expert in these things. And then what I've noticed with this is that once you start doing some of these things, these companies are actually going to ask you if you do more of that hero type content. And this is a great space because there's so many different things that you can focus on. It's a big bucket of the types of videos that you can make. Then once you stop chasing all of these big cinematic hero productions, something interesting happens. Your priorities around gear and equipment changes completely. So when you go to select gear, it definitely focuses less on accumulating as much as possible. It turns into accumulating the type of gear based on workflow. So you pick tools based on speed, reliability, and consistency. Honestly, that's why I personally like LUMIX gear. Now, ultimately, you can choose whatever gear you want. However, what I found, especially with LUMIX cameras, is that it reduces friction. Really, when it comes down to it's really a workflow first system. And for me and the type of content that I'm making for companies, that's huge. And so what do I mean by a workflow first system? We're gonna get into the speed of things in my next point here later in the video. But LUMIX really speeds up workflow. For example, one of the ways that I can speed up workflow with LUMIX cameras is filming with the real-time LUT on. So for example, in our content studio, I built a creative LUT specifically for that space. And so every time we record, I'm shooting with that color profile and that creative look already embedded into the image. So that's going to save a ton of time on any type of color grading and color correcting that I need to do in post. And it's the same thing if I go on site, I can actually film with a creative look baked in. Another feature these Lumix cameras have is what's called open gate. And so that's going to use the full sensor readout. And so you're going to be able to get both horizontal and vertical shots in the same shot. And all you need to do is crop and post. Now, this video is definitely not a setting by setting featurette of what these Lumix cameras have. I've definitely got plenty of videos on my channel about all these different features and why I think they're best for videographers, especially if you're just getting started. But everything from shoot settings to audio capabilities to form factor, really Lumix, I feel like is the way to go if you're getting into videography right now. I think the Lumix workflow is going to save you a ton of time, and that's where a lot of videographers lose momentum, which brings me to my next point. Now, I believe that if you get this next part right, this is super important, and this will set you apart from other videographers in your area. You need to optimize for speedy deliverables. Speed is a competitive advantage. Let me repeat that. Speed is a competitive advantage. When we're talking about this middle space, this type of content that we talked about earlier on the whiteboard, speed is key. Remember, these are not super cinematic brand stories that we're talking about. Yes, I understand you want to work your way up to that, but starting right now, you want to focus on workflow and speedy deliverables. So how do we optimize for speedy deliverables? We already talked about the gear, so that kind of changes how you film, how you record. This next piece is something that you might not want to hear, but I would highly encourage you to hire some type of editor. And I know that kind of cuts into what you can bring home with you financially, but it's going to save you a ton of time and it's going to help you move quicker and take on more clients. And a lot of times the type of content that I'm talking about in that middle space doesn't require a ton of editing. So you might as well get those off your plate and focus on the next thing. Remember, speedy deliverables will set you apart. Then another thing you want to consider is how AI can help build your clients' video ecosystems. Are you able to streamline the process somehow with automations and AI? And when I talk about video ecosystems, it's something where maybe they have like a product video, a product demonstration video. How can you use AI to turn that into a blog post? Take the transcript, turn it into a blog post, or maybe even social media posts. So the thing that happened when I started was I was just doing it all myself. Everything I was doing myself. I was invoicing, I was editing, I was filming, I was doing all of these things on my own, and all of those just drain time and lead to burnout really fast. So how can you, right off the bat, build systems and put them in place to help streamline the process and get those deliverables into your client's hands faster? So if I was starting my videography business today, I wouldn't try to be the best filmmaker in the room. I'd position myself for the right type of videos. I'd invest in workflow, not necessarily gear, and I would optimize for speedy deliverables. That's what's going to get you established and paid faster.